At this fire, it is a massive. This is a pallet fire. Phoenix Fire Department is telling us it's burning. It's near 35th Avenue and Lower Buckeye. Our crews are on the way right now. We are working to meet up with Phoenix Fire to get more information on exactly what happened here. We will be right back.
Fire 15, we're down here on the fire about 35th, Lower Buckeye or so, I think 1,200.
dispatched for reports of a structure fire at 35th Avenue and Lower Buckeye. On arrival, crews found a pallet yard with heavy smoke and flames coming from a large stack. At that point, command immediately balanced this assignment to a first alarm, and we are currently at a third alarm right now.
For people who are trying to understand what this is, what are the pallets for? What is this area in this business for?
So this is a pallet yard. So we all know what pallets are for. That's what they load stuff on at grocery stores, wood pallets. I can tell you that right now that there was a building to the east of the pallet yard that has caught fire, and we do have a Circle K and multiple structures that are possible exposures. We are operating in a defensive posture. We are using a big water operation to hit this fire from an elevated position.
What about people? Are people in danger there? You said there's a Circle K and another business. Or was everybody out of there, I'm assuming?
Yes, we've evacuated all businesses. The Circle K has been evacuated, has been shut down. As you can see through the shots that I'm seeing right now, we do have our elevated master streams hitting this fire from above.
Can you confirm the name of the business, the name of this pallet yard? Because it looks like there's at least two that are adjacent to each other in this area.
Yeah, I don't have the name right now. The sign has completely burned off, but I can tell you that the business portion, the office portion, did catch fire, and we are currently attacking that. And that was to the east of the pallet fire. We do have exposures to the west and to the south of this pallet yard, and right now we are setting up for exposure protection. Like I had reiterated, we are currently at a third alarm.
Captain, you mentioned that Circle K. Should we be worried about that? That's a gas station right next to this huge fire. Do you have that relatively under control, or are we still worried about?
Yes, we do. We have a ladder truck in between the Circle K and the pallet yard, and they are getting, right now they are operating from that elevated position, working on achieving fire control. We do actually have, it looks like a steel yard in between, kind of a buffer zone from that Circle K to the pallet yard, and we're using that kind of as a barrier, as a fire line.
Yeah, the pallets that are there at this business, obviously fuel for this fire. Any idea how many were there?
I don't know. From what I'm seeing and what you guys are all seeing from the aerial shot is that this looked like a pretty big yard, and it took off rather quickly. We went from a first alarm to a third alarm in probably less than 5 minutes. And the reason why we're doing that is that we like to layer our resources. These firefighters are going to be out here fighting this, and they're going to recycle in and out. So we want to have these trucks on standby so we can recycle these crews in and out so there is no break in our firefight.
In terms of the conditions on the ground, we do see some smoke kind of wafting in a particular direction. I've been talking with Royal here. I think Royal said the wind is only about 5 miles an hour. Not too breezy out there. That's got to be good for you guys, right?
Absolutely. Wind definitely does play a major factor in these, and like I said, it is about, or like you guys said, it is about 5 miles an hour. In situations like this, even a little wind can make a big difference. So we do have our ladder companies in between these other businesses protecting these exposures.
So 35th Avenue and Lower Buckeye, I can't think of that area right off the top of my head, but homes, obviously that can see this fire from where they are. Are there any in close proximity to here, and do you have a message for folks who have a home or living in this area and see this? What should they be doing tonight?
So this is a highly industrial area. Okay. We have steel yards, we have pallet yards, so there aren't any homes here. Okay. But what we do have here, we do have businesses, so we are going to do our best to protect these businesses and any kind of company that's adjacent to this fire right now.
Captain Todd, I just was handed a note that said our crews in the newsroom saw like an explosion of some sort around, about 8:20 or so. Do you have any reports of that, or any idea what that might have been?
I can tell you that listening to the radio traffic, we did get reports of explosions. At that point, we did back out a little bit. I'm currently looking at this fire right now, and we do have some sort of looks like propane tank. At that point, command did balance to a hazardous material assignment, so we do have hazardous material crews on scene to mitigate those dangers.
So I've been here trying to make some calls, trying to figure out exactly what the business is. I call the business name Southwest Forest Products. Apparently that's the one next door. I reached one of the employees there. They said they've got folks that can see the fire. They're very concerned. They're sending their employees there to help folks get out of the way. Is there any concern about evacuations or anything like that?
So, like I said, this is kind of a business area, so we're anticipating that these businesses have been shut down for the day, but we will confirm the businesses and companies that are adjacent to this, and we will evacuate those. I can tell you that we do have units staged at this Circle K that is on the southwest corner, and that has been evacuated and shut down.
Captain, my last question here is, this is an industrial area, few businesses around it. Is there any speculation on what could have caused this?
At this point, I do not have the answer to that question. Once we get fire control, we will have the Phoenix Fire Investigation Task Force come out to determine the cause.
Okay.
But a fire of this magnitude with so many flames, this is going to be, you're going to be out there a long time, I would imagine, yes?
Absolutely. I mean, you got to think on something like this. You got the wood, you got all these embers. These guys, these firefighters are going to be doing overhaul throughout the entire night to make sure that all extinguishment has been achieved. Right now, I'm looking at this business, and this is definitely going to be something that we're going to have to break down and get an effective and achieve fire control on everything out here.
All right, Captain Todd Keller with us live from the Phoenix Fire Department. We really appreciate it. We continue to look at live pictures of this fire burning near 35th Avenue and Lower Buckeye Road, burning in a very industrial area just south of a Circle K. The camera's panning a little bit. We've got Michael Raimondi, I believe, on the ground. We sent Michael out there, raced out there to the scene. Michael, I see the flames behind you. What are you seeing?
Hey, so we are on 35th Avenue between Lower Buckeye and Durango. The road is shut down in this area. People all around us really just trying to get a visual of what's happening here behind us. Yeah, you can see the glow from that pellet fire here right behind us, and there's just all these businesses in this area surrounding where that fire is happening. If you actually pan over to the right, you can see some fire crews up on top of a ladder right now, shooting water down from a hose onto the fire. And yeah, it looks like you can obviously see the glow, you can see the smoke from the night sky, but you can also just see the tips of some of the flames. We have a lot of fencing and buildings in between us and where the fire is actually burning right now at this time. Just to our left right now, actually, police are starting to block off the street. Some people were working their way further south towards Lower Buckeye, and it looks like police do not want people going any closer to where this fire is burning here tonight. So again, 35th Avenue, it was really just a headache getting down to this area. A lot of people, a lot of closures, and then fire trucks and ambulances really from all directions just finding their way down here to really just try and help with whatever they can do at this point. So again, they're just putting police tape across, shutting 35th Avenue down. Again, a lot of businesses in this area and industrial parks really within a mile radius of where this fire is burning. I know Todd was just mentioning that Circle K just south of here. We can't even get to that gas station at this point because they have just blocked the road. So that is what we're seeing here right now. Again, fire hoses, fire ladders up on top spraying down towards the fire, and we just got here minutes ago, so we're going to work to get some more information. I'll talk to some of the police officers here on scene, and we'll keep you updated here on Arizona's Family.
It looks like they've cut the power, obviously, to that area. I see some shadows of people behind you. Are any of the business owners still in the area, maybe asking questions, trying to figure out what has happened here?
That I have not heard anyone say, like, I'm a business owner directly. I think these are a lot of people who were driving through the area, couldn't get through, maybe were stopping by at some of the businesses, but most of the businesses here right around the fire are closed. Do not see anyone parked in those parking lots at this point. I think a lot of these are 9 to 5 businesses where their customers are coming during the day. A lot of them, again, industrial, looking for parts, pieces for machinery and different things like that. So at this point, again, we just got here a few minutes ago. So I'm going to start talking to some of the people that Yetta just mentioned were around us, and we'll see if we can get any information, see what they were seeing before we got here, and we'll, of course, keep you updated.
Yeah, Michael, if you see a business called Southwest Forest Products, see if you can check in with them, because I spoke with an employee of that business, which is apparently right next door to this fire. They also sell pallets, ironically. There are more than one company in this area that sells pallets, and the gentleman that I spoke with on the phone basically said there were employees in his business next door. They were very concerned. He was racing back to the scene, trying to help gather them and get things all squared away. But just certainly an incredible scene that we're looking at from up above. Michael, do you have any sense on the height of these flames? I mean, it looks like these flames are going 10 plus feet in the air.
Oh yeah, I think that's for certain, Derek. You can't even see them because of some of the buildings here, but when they do top off and kind of flare up, they're clearing the buildings here in front of us, and I'd say those are easily 10 feet or so. And obviously they're in the distance, which sometimes can make it a little more difficult to sense how tall it is. But at the same time, I mean, look, whether you're looking from the chopper or looking from down here on the ground, there's definitely some height to these flames. And I think that's why you're seeing Phoenix fire crews so high on the ladders. I mean, they're not up a few feet, they're up 20, 30, maybe even 40 feet, depending on, which ladder it is up right now. It looks like from here, I think I can see two different ladders. One looks like they're facing away from us, and one's kind of perpendicular to where we are at this point. So yeah, definitely some tall flames here, and you can definitely feel the heat and smell that smoke from where we are.
Oh yeah, I bet. So we've got a situation here with a third alarm fire, 35th Avenue in Lower Buckeye, and the fire PIO told us that this is going to be considered a hazmat situation. We had a report of at least one explosion, possibly more explosions, around 8:20 this
Derek,
afternoon.
We actually got to let you guys go right now.
All right, Michael.
They're actually going to move the media
it.
closer, so we're going to let you guys go.
Okay, we'll take those live pictures again if you're just joining us. A massive pallet fire burning near 35th Avenue and Lower Buckeye. As we heard our captain say from Phoenix Fire, it's a 3-alarm fire. There were multiple explosions reported right before this fire exploded in size here. They're expecting to be in this area for a very long time. The good news is there are no homes in this area. This is mainly an industrial area. Most of the businesses surrounding this pallet fire company have been shut down. As you can see from Michael's shot, the power has been shut off as well. So we're going to stay on this, starting up with our 9 o'clock news in case you missed what has been going on here. But this fire started around 8 o'clock.
Yeah, right around 8 o'clock. Explosions around 8:20. Again, a Circle K not far away, but firefighters are taking a defensive stance and protecting that gasoline source at all costs. We are going to continue to monitor this, and we will be right back with more news at the top of the 9 o'clock.
Buckeye in southwest Phoenix. We're told this is a scrapyard that's been burning for the past hour or so.
Yeah, we have been watching this from our newsroom. We have crews on the scene, in the air and on the ground. Our Michael Raimondi is out there right now gathering more information. We just heard him moments ago as the media was being pushed to a different location. So we want to take these live pictures from our chopper right now. You can see this fire really burning here. We are told this is a pallet fire. This is near 35th Avenue and Lower Buckeye Road. Interesting businesses around this area because this is an industrial area. So we do have a Circle K across the street that has been evacuated, and then a couple other buildings. There was also some kind of steel form that's been acting as somewhat of a barricade between two other businesses, but they're really trying to keep this thing contained to this one pallet facility. And we just showed you a little bit of video in this header here of a small explosion that we were able to see from our newsroom cameras. We were watching actually on our ADOT cameras there.
And to give you an idea of how intensely this fire has been burning for the past hour, we asked firefighters, what's the name of the business? What business is on fire? But the sign of this business burned, and the entire office complex that was on the site burned as well. Most of what you're looking at are wooden pallets. They described it as wooden pallets you see at the grocery store, things like that are on fire. We're going to bring you in. We do want to let people know, no word of any injuries just yet, no word on how this may have sparked tonight, or what kind of hazmat response this might trigger. You mentioned the Circle K. The concern there is the store, but it's also the tanks that are underground.
Yeah, a lot of concerns in that area because, as you say, an industrial area. We're going to do a little map work for you, but before that, tell you that the winds are light. That's one good thing working in our favor tonight. Out of the west at about 5 or 6 miles an hour down there. So let's check this out. We've got this map up for you. It's just a Google map, and we want to show you there's the Circle K at Lower Buckeye Road and 35th Avenue. That's the Circle K that they're concerned about. Derek talked to the owner of Southwest Forest Products. It apparently is not this pallet area. However, there is a Javier Pallets and a Saguaro Steel Industries in this area, and at this point we believe that's the area that may be the issue tonight. Now, to situate you on the whole valley, here's 35th Avenue and Lower Buckeye, and here's the downtown area. So it's just basically to the southwest of the Durango curve. A lot of folks know where that is. So we just wanted to give you a little sense on the Google Maps what we're dealing with tonight. That is the Circle K where firefighters were concerned that the fire could spread, and as you say, there seems to be all sorts of different kind of things that, well, could cause hazmat problems in that area. Though the one thing tonight we don't think will cause problems is the weather. The winds are down. They're cooperating tonight.
Yeah.
That is definitely a relief for the fire crews on scene.
Yeah.
And just as we get a picture of those live photos that we've been seeing from the air, we see the smoke moving what direction because it was in from the west?
The wind is coming a little bit from the southwest and west. You're exactly right. So the smoke is moving off to the northeast and the east.
Okay, so that helps me set
so there
the
will
situation
be,
there.
and there will be some smoke in the area for folks who live down there, but it's mainly industrial.
But many times, Royal, when we've seen these industrial sites and scrap yards and recycling yards burn, we've seen the winds pick up embers, and that causes a huge concern in these neighborhoods, whether it's industrial or a housing neighborhood. But as you said, that does not appear to be the case tonight. And we were talking to firefighters just a short while ago, and you mentioned the explosions. We were watching about a half hour, 45 minutes ago. Things were literally exploding at this site. They may have been propane tanks. They may have been something inside one of the trucks, because a number of trucks can be seen on this site burning as well tonight.
And in an industrial area, you don't know what other businesses nearby may have stored as well. So when you're thinking about a pallet fire, you're thinking about wood, you're thinking about possible propane in that area as well. So it becomes something from a different chemical fire and how they would be treating that. We've been watching, and Captain Todd Keller talked about fighting this fire defensively and from an elevated experience as well. So one of those corners, I was able to see kind of 3 different streams of hoses that were fighting those fires. Our Michael Raimondi has been on the scene for the last maybe 20 minutes, just got in there. Flames burning behind him, and then you had to do a move, Michael. So where are you right now, and what are you seeing and learning?
Well, so actually there was a miscommunication. We were told that we were going to get closer, and then they decided it was not safe to do that, so they've actually put some police tape up, and this is as closer as we are going to get, at least at this point. So I'll get out of the way and show you what we are seeing. Over in the distance, you see the glow from the fire, and of course the smoke that is coming from it. It's pretty big when you have that sort of glow, and you can see the 2 different ladders that are up in the air. Over on the right side, further in the distance, you see the taller one. It looks like almost 2 hoses are spraying down onto that fire from the top of that ladder right there. So we did that interview with Phoenix Fire PIO Todd Keller in the last 15 minutes or so, and he was saying that the business sign was burned, so they're trying to figure out exactly which business is burned here, because it is an industrial park, trying to figure out exactly which one it is. The businesses here have been evacuated, and we are on 35th Avenue, so we're just east of where this fire is burning, and just about, not very far north of Lower Buckeye in this area, and the road is closed. So there's a lot of traffic north of here, because people are, who are trying to get down to this area can't at this point, because 35th Ave is closed. And all the businesses that are in this area looks more 9-to-5 type shops where people, aren't going to be here at this time of day. So thankfully there's no one at this point, at least, in danger of what's happening right here in front of us. So they have a few different ladder trucks set up, Phoenix Fire. They have a steel yard, they say, in between the Circle K and this pallet yard. So again, more industrial material that's in some of these yards around here. It went from a first alarm fire to a third alarm fire in about 5 minutes. So Phoenix Fire saying this grew very fast. So they're just trying to get crews in and out of here. just really trying to get as many people as they can to fight this fire back. And we were at the Capitol doing a different story. And when we were coming here, it's supposed to just be about a 7 or 8 minute drive. I think it's just about 3 miles from the state capitol. And it took about 15, 20 minutes to get to where we are at this point because of all the people, all the traffic, the fire trucks, and the ambulances just heading down in this area. And just south of us, here on Lower Buckeye as well, there are lots of different trucks, first responders just lined up, ready to go, waiting to see what's going on. It also looks like Lower Buckeye is shut down at this point, just south of where this fire is burning. I have not seen any traffic just moving east and west on that road. So again, trying to figure out what started this, of course, is the main question. That's going to happen throughout this investigation. But for now, fire crews just certainly focused on trying to contain this, trying to keep it where it's at this point, and hopefully prevent it from spreading, guys.
It seems like such a huge parcel of land there that is burning. You think this is several street blocks? How big? Can you describe how big this parcel of land is out there?
Yeah, so you have all these industrial businesses that are in this area, of course, and they each have, depending on the size of the business, a good lot of land to house all those materials that they have to sell or to work on, whatever they're doing with their businesses. So when you're looking, I'm just looking at my maps on my phone here, just trying to figure out exactly the size of this. I mean, there's a few different buildings over there. There are some buildings obviously in our way, including some fencing where you can't, see ground up. You can kind of just see over the tops of those buildings and fences. But I mean, this is a full block. The next main street between where we are and heading west towards where that fire is, the next main street is 39th Avenue. So that's a few blocks. So this fire is not a few blocks at this point. It looks like it's really just probably about a block, a quarter of that space, but maybe even less than that at this point. But with that being said, it's still producing the flames that you're seeing here, the glow into the night sky of the smoke. And when you have a fire response like this, it's very serious. Like I said, first alarm to third alarm fire within minutes. And on our way here, saw, honestly, probably between 10 and 12 fire trucks just with the sirens on, the lights on, just trying to get here as soon as possible. All of them heading in the same direction, right down 35th Avenue, trying to get here. So again, hopefully those hoses are doing some damage over there and trying to knock back those flames, and hopefully these fire crews are able to contain it.
It's been burning for at least a full hour now, and Michael, just last night we were talking about air quality. You were on a story about wildfires. So as you breathe in this air, how smoky is it? Can you see? Talk to me about the air quality that you're experiencing right there, right now.
Yes, so thankfully this is not, I would say, as bad as what people are dealing with in the Northeast when it comes to those Canadian wildfires and the just honestly crazy weather they're dealing with over there in air quality. For where we are just a little bit north and east of where this fire is burning, and you can see the way that the smoke is kind of, what's the word I'm looking for, kind of blowing into the wind here, blowing up and out here, fuming. And it's, you can see that, and it's heading east, a little bit south of where we are. So as of right now, you get a sense there's a little bit of that smokiness to the air, but it's not overwhelming or anything, at least where we are. At this point, you could feel a little bit of the heat, but again, we have buildings in between us, you have fences in between us, so it's nothing that's overwhelming at this point. But I can't imagine what it's like for those firefighters that are actually on top of the flames right now, and if they are in the direction of where that wind is carrying the smoke from the fire, it's certainly got to be a lot worse there, because like I said, where we are, it really isn't too bad at this point.
All right, Michael, thanks so much. We're going to stay on these live pictures that are coming in from you guys and also from our news chopper flying over the scene tonight. We are being told from the person who says he owns this property that the business is named Javier's Pallets. It's one of many different scrapyard type businesses in this part of the valley, the southwest portion of Phoenix near 35th Avenue and Lower Buckeye Road. And Jamie, as Michael kind of alluded to as he was driving over there, you can see this for miles around. We could see it from all of our ADOT cameras. I bet if you're up, I think this is our tower cam from the station here in central Phoenix near 7th and Bethany Home. We could see the glow, many miles north of that spot tonight. So for everybody who's tuning in now wondering what is glowing in South Phoenix tonight, this is a pallet fire burning at a scrapyard, 35th Avenue and Lower Buckeye Road in an industrial part of the city. A building has burned. Several others are threatened on site. Giant piles of those wooden pallets were stored there. there. That is what was so explosive when this fire broke out an hour ago. They may have had fuel tanks on site. They had different trucks on site as well, all of which appear to have burned. We do not know yet if anyone was injured. We don't know what caused this fire. The mulch fire we've been covering in Mesa for the last week, that was spontaneous combustion, they say. And oftentimes that's the case at one of these scrap yards, but I don't know what would cause something like that here. I do know it hasn't rained in quite some time, so all these wooden pallets sitting out there in the sun are extremely dry. And this whole place tonight went up like a tinderbox.
It really did. And as you look at the different flames, you see the different colorations, even that hot pink amongst the orange and the yellow, and the different temperatures of those flames, and how incredibly hot this must be for our Arizona and Valley firefighters. We know multiple agencies are on scene there. They have so many resources with a third alarm fire. They're just calling resource upon resource upon resource. And we have seen some of those elevated hoses where they are really higher than this fire and then shooting down into it, taking a defensive strike on this. We've seen a lot of change. It's really, they're doing quick work on this huge fire. The flames have been coming down a lot, even just in the last few minutes.
It seems like they sent every ladder truck possible that was available to this fire in that part of the city tonight. And we did see in one of the shots, it was safe enough for crews to get close enough on the ground as well to bring one of the tanker trucks over and douse water on it, at least from one of the corners we were watching earlier. As Michael said, and one of the firefighters had indicated, oftentimes when these things happen, there's a media staging area. They said there just wasn't a safe spot for that, which is why Michael is being kept so far away. And they evacuated some of those surrounding businesses tonight, including that gas station next door.
So what we do know right now is that this started about an hour ago, I think about a little bit after 8 o'clock is when we first noticed our ADOT cameras were aglow with a fire in the valley. And this is 35th Avenue and Lower Buckeye. We know this is a massive pallet fire. So we're talking about those pallets you see at the grocery store. A whole bunch of them at Javier's Pallets. The owner did not want to talk to us on camera, but did confirm that Javier's Pallets is the name of his business there that is burning. We know that Circle K has been evacuated. Michael said a lot of the businesses nearby are ones that kind of 9 to 5ers, so maybe would not have people there. We're taking a look at this camera right here from Phoenix Children's Hospital, right off to right-hand side, right down from Parker and Sons. You can see that glow.
Right, so this is a shop, if you're not familiar, this is off the 51 and McDowell, and you can see it clear across the city, that glow there far in the distance. So again, we're gathering more information, trying to figure out if anyone was on site, may have been injured during this, also what might have caused this tonight as fire crews from across the valley attacked that pallet fire in Southwest Phoenix. We're going to take a quick break and be right back. I apologize for that. We're not going to take a quick break. We're just going to roll right through with other big stories that we are covering here on the news at 9 o'clock, including the big story we've been covering since very early this morning up in the high
guys want any? I mean, there's.
Yeah, we're stuck here, man. Like, it's all right. Like, you know, we appreciate you trying.
Yeah.
We don't need to get you in trouble.
He's not my boss.
Yeah, they're right.
Come on, access to 35th. I got 97 sector with
Do you guys want any sound? I mean, it's the same thing as it was before.
You just talk to him. Did you over the phone or something?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I get him a.
I mean, I don't know if
I'll stay here.
How far you can go on Lower Buckeye, all right?
I'll figure out. They're gonna go for it.
Sector go. Sounds like your fit's calling for additional resources through the safety channel. Do you need additional engine? Copy. You were supposed to go through level 2, but yeah, we just need one engine.
Yo,
Help with the pump. Ladder 4.
Todd is here. Do we want to do
Copy.
another interview with Todd, or do you guys feel you're good with doing a photo recently? I'll let you stick around. Okay. Go ahead. Well, hold on.
Oh, look who it is. I can throw one to you.
I've never seen this.
Well, did you do what he said? Did you see it blocks out
What about the other way?
Is it right, Jay?
it's even further.
Yeah, I'm bringing out some VO.
Okay.
Did the front face with
It's a both sides, so.
Yeah, I was gonna let it go for the building sleep.
So we don't. It doesn't make sense for you to come right next to us because we're all kind of like stuck in this one area because they're blocking off roads. So if you want to try coming in from the west side, so going down 43rd Avenue down to Lower Buckeye, and see if we can get a vantage point from there, because that would be like the opposite of where we are. And see what you can get over there, just because if you come over here, we're just gonna have the same shot. You know?
I'm sitting on the curb about to walk. Kick the side. Do you guys have chopper video to send us, or do you want to put it somewhere private, so that I can?
I mean, if you want to, I mean, Todd's doing this with us.
Yeah, I got you know, ground video laid down right now. I just need, you know, for you to take a shot.
Okay. So don't worry about that. So how do you want me to write? You want me to just write it the normal way? Because I'll be full and then I'll start the video. Okay. Okay, yeah. I was thinking I would want to live to video short and simple. That works out. All right, I'll go ahead and talk to them. Thank you.
9:30. Oh.
What up? Potentially. Give me a couple minutes. Hold on. We're moving closer. Hey, we're moving closer.
Getting green lights, move closer, everything.
Yep, bye. It's actually happening.
Right, I'm like.
What?
See Todd coming?
Yeah, he's right there.
Okay. Well, I'll wait for him to. Alright.
I got it. Oh, you got it.
Don't rush it.
I don't know where he's having you guys set up, but
Yeah. We will. Well, we got to be conservative. We didn't bring a ton of extra power in either. So.
Right. We're not dumb.
No. I'm good, but it's just when you have to walk this far, we can't bring all that shit.
I didn't hear what you said.
We're on social media.
What?
I gotta watch that.
that's not going to happen.
We sure did have something that's looking good.
Jonathan, you see our new shot?
I'm gonna take this shot real quick.
Yeah. Watch your feet. Let me come around you. Lift your feet.
Go ahead. Are you going live?
At 9:30.
Let me get some shots.
Okay. Yo. What? Do I have what? We literally just got this new spot. He's on the phone right now. I can ask him, but it depends how long you want the hit, I guess. Oh no! No way. No way. Hold on. We can't. He said we can't go in front of it.
It's already moving.
Right now, or just get shots, B-roll, whatever.
Are we the only ones live right now? You guys don't have shows? No shows. Okay. We'll do a live interview at 9:30 if you want. Jonathan, I can do a live interview with Todd if you want at 9:30. Okay. Okay, Craig's just gonna get some video for now. I see 4 ladders.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
You guys, can you, when you start talking to him, can you move off to your left a little bit so I can shoot the fire?
Yeah, so you want him like here or something? Yeah,
You guys move off, yeah.
Yo. Okay. Can you text me this information? Okay. Thanks. Bye. Oh, 30-ish out. So where do you want Todd?
Right over there.
Do you want me?
Fifth Avenue and Lower Buckeye Road. The owner of that property says it's a business called Javier's Pallets. Huge piles of wooden pallets went up very quickly tonight. This was really an explosive fire.
That was huge fire. Multiple crews on scene trying to control it so it does not spread to nearby businesses. Our Michael Raimondi is live on the scene there. Michael, what have you learned?
So we just got closer. We are actually in the middle of Lower Buckeye Road right now. Phoenix Fire allowing us to get closer to give you really just the visuals of what we're seeing here behind us. And we have learned, some of our crews back at the news station called the owner of Javier Pallets LLC, and the owner confirmed. He didn't say a whole lot, but he said that is his business that is on fire right now. So that is new information tonight on the news at 9. And so now we're actually joined by Fire Captain Todd Keller with Phoenix Fire. Todd, I see it looks like 4 different ladders up right now. What's going on over there?
Right. So right now we are what we call a big water operation. We're going to hit this fire from an elevated position. What we're doing is obviously we're in a defensive strategy. So if we can hit this from those aerial apparatuses, that way we can hit this. And like you said, we're on all 4 sides right there. So we're protecting exposures.
I'm going to ask you to come out of the way so we can let the viewers at home see exactly what's going on there. I mean, this is pretty intense. We were at the state capitol, and you could see, a few miles away, the smoke billowing, in the last hour or so. How difficult is something like this for your fire crews on the ground and up on the ladders?
Well, in a situation like this, up 35th Avenue and Lower Buckeye, we had great access. We have, they shut down the roads. PD did an absolutely fabulous job shutting down. We were able to get our ladder pipes set up on the road and be able to hit this quickly. As soon as our first unit got on scene, they were able to balance this to a first alarm, and quickly after that, we went to the 3rd alarm, and that's where we're at right now.
And so I was talking to police officers, and they said Lower Buckeye here behind us to the east, or to the east, is blocked down, and then ahead of us in the west, it's blocked down to 43rd Avenue. And is that just part of the process here? You just don't know what this fire could do, if it could expand and spread into other areas?
Yes, absolutely. So that's a great thing that you just said, is that, so we have businesses on all sides except for that north side. So this fire could spread, but there is a steel company just east of this that right now is not a threat, but we are protecting that. There's a Circle K on the other side that we did evacuate and we did shut down.
And so back in the newsroom, they're hearing that there have been some recent fires at this location a couple different times over the last few years. Do you know if this is an area you've responded to and what the potential issues may be and why that would happen here?
This is a highly industrial area, commercial area. So you're going to have scrap yards, you're going to have pallet yards. So there are fires there. Recently, I know we did have one a couple weeks ago. But, you have this much combustible material and this is exactly what happens when something catches fire. You put wind in wind as a factor, it's going to make a big difference.
Oh, for sure. And I mean, at this point, do we have any idea of what may have sparked this? I know it's obviously very early.
No, we don't have any idea right now. Until we can achieve fire control, the Phoenix Fire Investigation Task Force, they're on scene right now, and once we get full extinguishment, they'll go do their investigation.
Okay. I was talking to a woman who was behind the police tape because 35th Ave just north of here is blocked and shut down right now. She's the manager of this Circle K, said she was trying to get back to work. She wasn't able to. So you were mentioning evacuations. How many people did you actually have to evacuate? Because it looks like most of these businesses were already closed when this happened.
Right. So this business, this fire kicked out a little bit before 8 p.m. tonight. So these businesses were closed. But as you can see, the Circle K on the southwest corner, we did have to go there and evacuate. We did make sure that the steel company to the east and that business to the west, that we got all people out. I don't know how many people were evacuated, but due to the ban on flames and smoke that was showing, they're going to evacuate themselves.
Yeah. If you got to pay attention and know that, and no injuries at this point to report, right?
These firefighters did a great job. They train for this all the time. Like I said, this is called big water operation. These ladder company crews are so good at efficiently setting these things up quickly and attacking this fire. These firefighters are doing a great job. As you can see, I mean, there's pretty much no more flames that you could, that we're visiting right now, but there is a business that did catch fire. It was part of the office of that pallet yard company that they're attacking right now. But these crews were so quick at getting those ladder trucks up. They did an absolutely fabulous job.
All right. Todd Keller with Phoenix Fire. Thanks so much for joining us, Todd. And guys, just to give you some perspective, you're seeing what it looks like now. The glow, when we arrived here about an hour ago, you could see the orange and the yellow from those flames much higher into the air. The smoke plume was a lot bigger. So clearly the ladders and the hoses at the top of them are really doing a job at this point. There are still flames coming, it looks like, from the top of this business, though. So we'll keep you updated. The news continues right now at 9, and we'll see you again at 10 o'clock.
A big water operation, and so many crews out there making quick work. Michael Raimondi live for us tonight. Thank you. In other news.
Thanks.
We begin with breaking news at 10 o'clock. A massive pallet fire erupted in a scrapyard in southwest Phoenix tonight, causing evacuations and also some road closures.
This is happening near 35th Avenue and Lower Buckeye Road. This is a live look from our AZ Family News chopper. The flames engulfing that scrapyard.
ADOT cameras captured the moment flames exploded after 8 o'clock tonight, possibly from propane tanks blowing up on site, according to firefighters. The flames have now come down, but crews remain on scene through the overnight hours. We have live team coverage. First Alert meteorologist Sean McLaughlin's tracking the weather impacting the firefight.
Well, let's get to Michael Raimondi. He's been at the scene all night, and what have we learned?
Well, the good news is we are not seeing that massive glow from the flames that we saw even just an hour ago. The fire crew is really doing some work to control this fire. You can see behind me where the 3 ladders are up in the sky at this point, still shooting down water. Phoenix Fire has not confirmed that the fire is out at this point, but you're not seeing those flames that, again, we saw earlier tonight, and those flames were pretty tall at points. And we did confirm that that place on fire was Javier Pallets LLC. Now you're also getting a view above from the Arizona's Family News chopper tonight, really showcasing just how massive of a firefight this was. And Jared was just talking about a potential explosion that happened earlier tonight. Let's show you what that sounded like here in this area. So I guess we weren't able to show you or allow you to listen to how loud that was earlier tonight, but you can just see how massive these flames were earlier. So crews have been working. Actually, it looks like if we can come back out live to us here, Craig, I don't know if you can see the flames back behind the telephone poles starting to poke out to the left of this fire truck in front of us. You're starting to see some tops of flames start poking back out through the top of that business over there. We talked to that business owner earlier. Didn't say much, but he did say that that was his business that caught fire. It was a pellet business. So at this point, again, Phoenix Fire had evacuations going. There's a Circle K gas station right here. People were evacuated. Nobody was injured. A lot of different fire crews out here just trying to do whatever they can to really put those flames out. So again, just after 10 o'clock tonight, the flames, we can still see them at this point, but crews are thinking they've made some serious progress. This was a first alarm fire. Within minutes, it got to a third alarm fire. It actually looks like some cars are starting to go by us here on 35th Avenue. So again, that is the latest update. No injuries. Fire looks like it is starting to be put out, pretty close to it. Just waiting on final word from officials once those final flames are out. So reporting along Lower Buckeye and 35th Avenue tonight in Phoenix, I'm Michael Raimondi for Arizona's Family.
All right, Michael, nice work out there. Back in May last year, we just found this out, another big pellet fire in almost the exact same spot. More than 150 firefighters on this one working to get that 4-alarm pallet fire under control. Again, this is near 39th Avenue and Buckeye, right in the same area, same one we're talking about tonight.
And then yet 3 years before that, same spot again, another fire drawing 100 firefighters to fight this pallet fire, 35th and Lower Buckeye. So this is something crews are used to responding to in this industrial part of the city. And seeing one thing they had working in their favor tonight seemed to be the weather, because
those parts of the neighborhood. Here's the intersection of 35th Avenue and Lower Buckeye Road. In fact, there's the Circle K. Michael was standing right there, and it's this business here that was on fire, that pallet business. So what about the winds? Out of the west, calm, under 10 miles an hour. Here's another good thing. Air quality as of now is good. I was looking at both PM10 numbers. There's the fire. Just 8 blocks away, there's a Durango air gauge for air quality. And right now, air quality is good. If that changes during this newscast or a little bit later on tonight, we'll, of course, let you know online, azfamily.com. And temperatures, 86 degrees. Why is that important? Well, those firefighters and turnouts, 65 plus pounds of gear. This has been a multi-city call out, so there is a lot of firefighters out there. So good news is the temperatures are down. There's the smoke plume right there, and I'm going to leave you with one last look at it from our tower cam. And yeah, big difference, guys. This smoke plume has really started to dissipate. Still could be hazy down there in portions of South Phoenix. I'll have much more coming up in weather.
Yeah, because an hour ago, Scene, you could see that orange glow from that shot right behind you. Let's bring you down closer to the ground. This is some viewer video that's been coming into us. This is what it looked like probably just after 8 o'clock tonight. Huge flames leaping from this scene, and this fire could be seen from, all the freeways here in Phoenix tonight, and that huge plume of smoke just after the sunset this evening.
You can count on us to keep you posted on what happens with this as investigators are working to figure out how this fire started. We'll give you updates on air, online, and on our free AZ Family News app. You can sign up for push alerts so you will be the first to know.
Let's get to our other top story.